Don't wanna see you again. Say it over to
Welcome back to Breakfast Television. 8:59 and going to a high of 27 degrees today, and we are fighting the good fight in studio, the fight against cellulite. And here to help us is Dr. Natasha Iyer from Kronos Apollo. Thanks for being here this morning.
Hi, Jill.
I have so many questions,
I
but
can
first
see how
off,
excited you
I'm
are.
quite excited. You said that Madonna needs to come see you.
I think so.
Yeah, she has a little too much filler going on. Okay, but we're talking about cellulite, and it's a problem that a lot of women consumes them quite a bit. So let's talk about what cellulite is exactly.
So cellulite is the dimpled appearance of skin, usually found on the lower body around the outer thighs, sometimes on the front, also very common on the back. Very interesting to know that cellulite is not only found in people who carry extra weight. You can be as lean as possible and still find cellulite on your body.
So is it a fat cell?
Cellulite is actually an effect when...
Yeah,
if we look
let's
at-
talk about the composition of.
So this is
what
your
it
skin.
is.
This is the fibrous tissue. This is the blood vessels that supply your fat cells and your skin with nutrients. And cellulite is when this fibrous tissue is too firm, the skin gets looser and thinner and the fat cells bulge up. So you can see this little rippled effect. Fat cells, when we maintain our weight, will be smaller. When we grow, yes, our fat cells will grow too. However, when the skin is thin, even if you're at a normal body weight, these fat cells can bulge through. Cellulite is absolutely hormonally dependent. That is one of the biggest reasons we find cellulite more commonly in some people than others.
So if I have high levels of estrogen, I'm more apt to have
That's
a
right.
greater amount of cellulite.
Yes, so estrogen dominance is the condition, and it is very much more common in our society these days. In fact, estrogen dominance is not only found in women. Men are now finding themselves a bit more estrogen dominant than 15 years ago.
So let's say, for example, I work out, I lift weights, and I diet, I do all of those things, but I have this estrogen dominance. Will I still have cellulite?
You could, and the grade depends on how estrogen dominant you are and on diet, lifestyle, other factors as well.
So how do I control my estrogen levels?
Okay, so what we eat in our diet and certain chemicals and toxins that we find can increase our estrogen dominance despite us trying to live a healthy lifestyle. So things like pesticides, chemicals found in sunscreen, there's a variety of toxins in the environment that make its way into our body and act like estrogen, and they stimulate estrogen receptors in the body. So what we need to do is reduce that load on the body, and one of them is eat organic.
Okay.
I brought some food to show you the types of things that would help regulate estrogen dominance in the body.
Organic vegetables help
So
regulate?
organic vegetables, but especially vegetables from the brassica family, they contain something called indole-3 carbinol. And so Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, very good sources. Now you'd have to eat
and
over
delicious.
100, but you have to eat them raw and every day, or you can take 2 pills.
And what's in the pills?
So these pills are just an extract containing the active ingredient indole-3 carbinol, and you take 2 a day.
Okay, so this is it right here. And this would have the same effect as eating the raw veg.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm
and-
not encouraging you to take pills instead of eating raw veg, but I just don't think everybody eats enough of it every day. I'm also a huge fan of antioxidants because they help maintain skin integrity, DNA. They protect us from cancer like we talked about last time. And again, any colorful fruit rich in antioxidants are really good for your skin health.
Will diet really make that big of a difference?
Diet can make a nice difference because high salt, high fat, bad foods tend to affect our circulation, tend to affect our fat volume. And as I showed you here, if you grow these fat cells by eating badly, your cellulite's going to look worse. So keeping your body weight under control up to a point can help minimize the appearance, although it's not the final answer.
Okay, and also you said circulation plays another part, so that
That's
means
right.
that I have to exercise?
You must exercise. You should not smoke. All these things affect your circulation. Eat healthy, live a healthy lifestyle, and then resort to treatments that we have.
Yes, let's talk about the treatment. So we've been looking at these before and after pictures, so let's have a look. And the other thing is cellulite is an always on the lower half of the body. You can see it anywhere. And actually, just scroll back one slide here. So this is that's a dramatic picture, but we have a picture of the abdominals. Just one forward, Jasmine. There we are. And so what are we having a look at here?
So we're looking at a procedure called thermage, which is a pretty amazing medical office only procedure. What we do is we affect all the levels of cellulite. If we can just quickly look at this diagram behind me again. So thermage will tighten the skin and thicken and firm it, as well as affect the fibrous tissue bands by softening it and shrinking fat cells. So there's a three-dimensional approach to the treatment of thermage, of cellulite with thermage. Now, the other thing we can do to affect all those dimensions is a procedure called mesotherapy. I have to
Here it is right here. Yeah.
So it's just medicine that we inject with tiny, tiny little needles. And what we're doing again is we're affecting the cellulite mechanism. So we're looking at fibrous tissue, we're looking at fat cells, and when we inject this medicine into it, we can actually affect that with a very nice result. When you combine treatments, of course, you're going to get a much better result. As you know, at Kronos Apollo, we believe that hormones are everything. They regulate how you look, how you feel, how you age. And what we do with all our skin treatment programs is we incorporate all of that. So we look at hormones, diet, supplements, lifestyle, nutrition, and then find the perfect combination of treatments that would give you the best result.
So how does thermage differ from liposuction? Does liposuction do the same thing?
Liposuction is not recommended for cellulite because liposuction sucks out the fat.
Right.
And you're still having your fibrous tissues left behind. And so you can imagine that these structures pulling down on the skin are still there with all the dimpling, and now you've got even less fat volume.
Oh, so it doesn't actually affect how the
no.
cellulite looks at all. Okay, let's have a look at our next slide here, and a dramatic before and after picture of this is thermage as well.
That's right.
And how long does this treatment last?
The FDA has said it's a temporary treatment of cellulite, which is why, again, at Kronos Apollo, we're so committed to making sure that you get the longest lasting result by looking at all the other factors that are going to make it come back, which is exactly what you don't want.
Like diet and exercise.
So exactly. So when we're looking at length of treatment, we're saying to you 12 to 18 months. However, if you control your hormone balance, good estrogen excretion, diet, lifestyle, exercise, we can work with you to maintain a much longer result.
Okay, the results really are dramatic. So people must be incredibly happy. Like, you must leave with patients super happy.
You don't see immediate results. It does take a little bit of work. I mean, it's up to a month before you start seeing something that you are going to notice. Usually with the first and the second grade of cellulite, it's more of a feel. You'll know that type of cellulite where if you squish your skin together, you start to see the dimpling. Then the third grade of cellulite is where the dimpling's obvious, like on the picture we have.
Okay.
And so the first and second
I'm
grades-
familiar. I've seen this before.
So have I.
It's behind me now, though. So this is a look at another before and
That's
after
right.
photo.
So you can see how the depth of the pitting on the first picture is very much softer in the second picture. What we can also do with thermage and with mesotherapy is now reduce by inches also. So you can get lifting, firming, tightening, and reduction of cellulite.
Oh, that's appealing. Is it costly?
Depends on what combination of treatments we're looking at. It can be fairly costly, but certainly nothing in the realm of liposuction, surgery,
and it's
cosmetics.
non-invasive.
Absolutely non-invasive. And that's the beauty. There's no downtime. I mean, we have patients coming in, going home, or going right back to work, going out to a dinner party with absolutely...
Day of treatment. Going to the beach.
Going to the beach.
If you need to. Are there any cons with the treatment, or are there any negatives?
There really aren't. There's a few medical conditions. Again, that's why it's restricted to a medical office. There's a few medical conditions which are very rare. And certainly those people with those conditions are sick enough that they're probably not coming to look at cellulite treatment.
Okay. Wow, that's really great information. Thank you very much, Dr.
You're
Iyer.
welcome.
Excellent report on cellulite and how you can minimize the appearance. So diet and exercise too works if you don't want to go the treatment route.
And avoiding salt,
Okay.
and making sure that you have good estrogen excretion, and avoiding things like even the birth control pill can make it worse sometimes.
All right. We could talk for hours about
We could
this.
talk for hours because, again, hormones control everything. And if you fix the hormone balance of the body and keep it in a very optimal ratio, you'll stay young, you'll feel young, and you'll look young.
A delicate balance.
Absolutely.
Okay, chronosapollo.com is where you can get more information. Dr. Iyer, thanks for being with us today. And Dave Kelly is standing by, studying up on music.